Hello children, today in this video we're going to talk of the MH-CET examination. So for all the children giving the MH-CET examination, this video should come to you for good help. This examination has no negative marking, so it's kind of good savior. It's the easiest entrance examination according to me because the portions are limited, it's confined, it's structured, and the books for reference and the MCQs are also confined, and the biggest benefit is no negative marking. So stay tuned in this video. We're going to take you a lot through in this. In the description, if you go to read, you will come to know that there are some good links, some good resources for you, and some good analytics waiting for you. See you around. So the medical students PCB, the engineering students PCM. You've got the MH-CET, you'll have your physics, chemistry, biology and maths. You choose what you want to give, but let's hope that you're not confused and giving all the four. I don't know how that's going to help. If you're clear, that's going to work really well for you. Maths, of course, 50 questions, 2 marks each, 100 marks, biology, chemistry and everything else is 1 mark each. The best part, again, like I said, no negative marking. So standing at this junction in time, I don't think you should be focusing on portion completion or things like that. At this point in time, I think you should be ready with all the formulas, all the equations, all the diagrams, all the concepts, the entire chapter, the mind map, and you should be solving 2 papers every day. For the remaining number of days, if you're solving 2 papers, evaluating those 2 papers, studying those 2 papers, especially from the past papers, especially from the mock papers, no matter from where you get it, from which coaching class, tuition center, or ready publication that you get it, like a target publication book. If you pick up, it's going to have a lot of sample papers, mock papers, like a Navneet or maybe a Marvel or any of these books. For the MH-CET, these 3 books are good to go. And like in the previous video, like I said, maybe just maybe you could refer to some entry-level JEE or the NEET questions. That should be all. It's not about knowing the whole thing. It's about knowing what comes in the examination. It's about knowing the style of questions that comes. And like you know that physics is going to take your time, maths is going to be lengthy, and chemistry will give you a buffer time. Biology is like a cakewalk. You will have so much time while giving the biology paper. It's like easy peasy. So 5 weeks to go before your CET examination. May 11th, that's when your CET examination is. So what should you be doing, guys? You should be knowing all the formulas, make a list of all the possible formulas, go through every possible synopsis that you can. Don't overboard yourself. Don't go beyond the set syllabus. It's exclusively NCERT and a little less than that curriculum. Very much under control, the easiest syllabus. So practice the papers, go through the formula sheets, decide what you want to do on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 and week 5. You will be having your coaching, your classes or your tuitions, which means you'll have to plan your self-study time around that. Let's say your tuition centers and your coaching centers timings are getting over by 2 o'clock. You got to come back, take a quick rest, and after that you should begin to study. Solve papers. Go back to your tuition center the next day when you go and show the paper that you've written and get them to correct it. Find out the mistakes that you've made and get them evaluated well, and learn the mistakes and make sure that you correct and rectify these mistakes for the next examination, and you make some new mistakes so that you can learn newer things, right? So solve 2 papers on a daily basis. Every damn day, solve 2 papers. Every day, irrespective of what happens to you, solve these 2 papers. Push yourself, okay? Yeah, push yourself, because you can't confine yourself in a rigid boundary. You should not confine yourself into something which is limiting you. So push yourself. There is going to be a time when you're weak and you're stumbling and you don't want to do it, or you're tired, but that's the very time you must remind yourself of doing it even more. So we are back doing what we're really good at, time management and the whole management of your life before your CET examination. Yeah. So what should you be doing? Here I've kept a rough time schedule. Start 5 in the morning, 5 a.m. to 6:30. That's one slot, and from here you will go to your class, tuition, wherever you go. You come back at somewhere around by 1ish, 2ish. Go take rest, eat food, take rest, and get to study at 4 to 6:30. 6:30, go out to play guitar, run, skip, hop, do whatever you want, read, watch movies. Come back at 8 to 9:30. So this is going to be a typical study period. So which means your self study के लिए आपको सिर्फ 4.5 घंटा मिलता है. Now this is your study period for this week and the next week. But from this week onwards, I want you to use even this time. From week 3 onwards, I want you to use even this time, and here's how you will use that time also. Notice is this time is also to be used for self-study starting from 8 a.m. to 10 and from 11:30 to 1:30, and you will do this on week 3, week 4 and week 5. So week 1, if you're starting from right now, then week 1 you should be making sure that जितना formulas है वो सब control में ले लो, जितना synopsis है you should be able to mind map the whole synopsis. You know, you should be very well be able to look at a chapter and say this chapter is into 4 parts and this part is broken down into these 2 parts. There's a diagram, there's a sum, there's an equation, there's a catalyst, there are formulas, there are, you know, you should be able to narrate the whole chapter like this. Then work exclusively on the tougher chapters and the tougher topics. Pick up all the equations and the typical numericals, you know, the sums which have coming and which has got a probability of coming and all of that. Week 2, from the next week onwards, start doing 1 paper a day. Which you will increase from week 3 onwards. You're going to do 2 papers a day, you're going to do 2 papers a day, and so on and so forth. All the equations you're going to study for all these days, for these 2 weeks, you're going to do 2 equations, and from here onwards you're going to not only solve 2 papers on a daily basis, you're going to work on important concepts. Numericals is what you're going to do every week after week, and this is of course going to be what, physics numericals. That's where you're going to spend a lot of your time, because physics makes you sweat, doesn't it? It does, it really does, right? Typically when I give the schedule to students, they come and tell me, sir, why should we do this? Why should we follow this discipline? Why should we sit for these long time, and why should we solve so many papers? Why? They keep asking this why, and to this why I have only one answer: why not? Why not? Yes, why not see how far you can go? Why not see how much you can solve? Why not see how much you can expand yourself? Why not see how much marks you can get? And why not see which college you can get into? What's your dream college, your dream percentage? Why not is what I want you to ask yourself. First of all, why not? And then why not you? And then why not now? When you get the answers to all of these things, I'm telling you, you will be able to do a much better job than what you're currently doing, because you can change your life, because you really have an extraordinary life and you should do something about it, shouldn't you? For you, for your family, for your friends, for your school, for your college, for your society. Do something which you believe in, and this is the time. The next 5 weeks can really change a lot in your life, and a real lot. All it demands of you is to wake up at 5 and stay late. This is the time that you should do. And you must remember, children of your age sitting in classrooms like this or watching things have changed the way the world communicate, like a Google, a Facebook. All these things were coming up by kids of your age. They've really changed things. It's your time right now to change so much. Work hard, pull up your socks, get ready, eat healthy, exercise right, focus on your studies, listen to your teachers, take the blessings of your parents, do the right things at the right time, because you're going to have so much of vacations after that. That time is not the time when you get serious, right? This is the time that when you get serious, do something which is important and which you will be proud of.